she's a Chihuahua, so she's just shaking.
Yeah,
you know? Yeah, just like on her birthday, I made a post. My mom hated it because I was like, "You're my friend, my sister, my brother, my mother," and my mom was like, "Please take this down." She was like, "So fucking call your Chihuahua your mom."
Welcome to our pod, Bri.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. We're so thrilled.
Am I the first Black girl?
No, actually.
God damn it!
I know.
I
It's
know.
really fun. Or we can release you first, so we can.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. If you'd like that title.
Just switch it up. Yeah.
So you guys know each other. We've never met
Mm-hmm.
until today, but I already really like you.
Good. Thank
Yeah.
God. I was worried.
I'm such a big judge of character. No, you seem great.
What I love about Bri is that I feel like it might just be. I'm sure you get this a lot. You have such a calming, soothing voice that I feel like you can really get ahead of every situation. And even if like things are not calm and things are not smooth, you can just be like, well, it's fine. Listen to my.
Yeah, that's why I asked if you did podcast because you
Yeah.
have a really great podcasting voice. I feel like
It's nice because I will be like freaking out, and it will kind of always sound like
Yeah.
this, which is
That's great.
nice.
When
Yeah.
we were on Mod Night together, I feel like there were quite a few shows where we were really flying by the seat of our pants, and things were like not quite coming together the way that we'd like. And if I would talk to Bri backstage, and I'd be like, "Well, I feel better now because Bri's not panicking." And meanwhile, I know that you were like running your life.
Like, yeah,
But you have
we
such
skipped
like a
2
calm
pages
demeanor.
and we're like, yeah, no, definitely. And that is something though I feel like happened with age. I mean, I always had this deep voice, which was like when I was younger, I wanted to be the Juliet, and like all the all the theater kids were playing
Yeah.
like the young Angelou of like the girl whatever and shit. And so I wanted that, but then when I got out here, people were like, "You sound like my brother," and I like that, like my mom would always be like, call the house and like think she was talking to my brother and stuff, and I would hate that. But when I got older, I was like, oh my God, this is really nice. I really like the masculinity in my voice and like the deepness and the soothingness.
I'm getting like a deep feminine. I'm getting like a wise woman. That's funny.
Nice.
I'm not getting the masculine, but I don't know. Maybe your brother's voice. I haven't heard your brother's voice, so maybe
Yeah.
you do sound. So
I'll
much
give
like
you his
him.
number.
Would love that.
Yeah, I know. I like it all. I identify as it all, so
Yeah.
So I love it. But thank you for saying that. And I do get it sometimes. I don't get it all the time, but I love to hear it.
Great. Well, we love to hear you.
Thank you.
We
So
love
obviously,
hearing you.
this podcast is called Cancel Your Plans. What's your personal ethos when it comes to showing up for things, or even just general plans, socially or professionally?
I'm a big fan if somebody cancels on me first and making it.
Totally.
I want to say making it seem like that it was that I was totally 100% like, oh no, really, like, but I'm like, fuck yeah,
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan when it works in my favor, and it's like, oh damn, okay, cool. I didn't really want to go anyway. It's kind of far. It's hot. But if it's something I said I'm gonna do, I have kind of made a pact to myself to do it. But I would also love to find any excuse to kind of get out of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
My thing is, if you communicate with me and you're like, oh, I'm not feeling it, I love that shit. Okay.
Totally.
I'm like, you love me enough to just be like, I love you. It's not for me right now. But it's the getting somewhere, and then you find out that person's not there or whatever, or whatever happened. That sucks. And then I'm gonna have to beat your ass. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Like someone's late.
I'm always late, so I'm the one that's I'm
Sure.
learns late. So late, whatnot. But if it's like, if it's something where they were planning to cancel and they didn't let me know or didn't tell me, or maybe they told me the time of, like, oh yeah, I'm not there, then that's when I'm like, you go die.
Yeah.
That's so frustrating. Do you say, do you find yourself saying yes to a lot of things?
Yeah.
Because you seem pretty busy.
Yeah, I say yes
Okay.
to a lot of things. I really do. I guess in my mind it's like, oh, I have this big thing coming up. So if I show up for all these people, then they'll come to my thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, interesting.
I've seen truly the way that I see people rally around your projects. Like really, like it's so impressive to me and really blows my mind.
Yeah.
And I feel like I don't like when I see that happening for people, I go, oh shit, like Bri really must show up for a lot of people all the time. And they're like, very rarely do I see people show up in that amount of number and also be excited to be there. Like they're not just doing it out of obligation. It's because you show up in a way for people that they're like,
that is so nice.
It doesn't make them feel like you're like, you don't show up and you're like pouting in the front row.
Sure.
You know?
It sounds authentic. You're like genuinely supporting other people so that you can get that support back. But it's like a
for sure.
From where did you like learn how to do that for people?
Yeah, can you teach us?
I guess too, I'm also like, I take a lot of notes too with like seeing people's stuff too. I'm like, I take a lot of notes of like, oh wow, I really like how they're pacing. And then I'm like, oh my God, I love that this girl is just standing there still. And like, whatever I do is totally cool too. I like, it brings awareness to whatever I'm writing that I'm doubting, that everything's a go. I've seen some of the craziest shit where I was like at home all day doubting everything I've done. I'm like, oh no, we're good.
And we're talking specifically sketch performance,
just
or
performance.
improv, just performance in general.
In general, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that much sketch. I wish I did. I don't see, ever since I stopped working with Kyle, I haven't really seen much sketch. Kyle was my everything with sketch. Without Kyle, I don't have a lot of motive
directly
for sketch.
into that camera real quickly.
Kyle
Everything
was my all-time favorite person to work with. You know, you really were like this, like to take a sketch and bring it to the next level, as far as like, you know, like a sketch about fruits and you bringing actual fruits. I was like, oh my God, this is insane. You know what I mean? I haven't found my my love for sketch anymore, and it makes me so sad because I love it, but it's like when you don't have like a team and someone that you love and whatnot and like you care for, then it's just kind of like, it's like this kind of like this hassle with these deadlines or
it doesn't feel as good.
It's a lot of work. Good. It's a lot of work. I mean, I love it, and then I'll definitely jump back to it. But
but you do a lot of, you have a one woman show that you perform.
So
yeah,
yeah, that was
gonna
gonna tell
what kind
you
of performance you do.
So that's the thing too, is I do a lot of one woman stuff. So now, like, so that with working with people has been kind of exhausting. Not even like in a you're exhausting me in a scheduling way, because I'm doing like one woman stuff. I'm like, okay,
you're ready to do this on your own and command the
rehearsals in the shower, rehearsals. You know, 100%. I'm rehearsing right now. You know, like I'm, you know, there's no commitment to other people, which is really nice, and then also kind of sad sometimes.
Yeah, I can get that. That feels like
so
how do you maintain those personal deadlines if you're doing it on your own?
Yeah,
I guess my thing is, if I set a goal or a show or something already, or there's a flyer, then it's like I have to do it. Sometimes I'll book shows before it's even written or ready.
I think that's the best way to do it.
You do that too?
It's an accountability thing.
Yeah, like you have to.
I leap before I'm ready so much.
Ooh.
Like, what is it? Leap before there's a net? I don't know, something. Or leap and the net will appear, because that's how I've never been able to work without a deadline.
For sure. I'm not gonna do it.
I'll dilly-dally, yeah.
If no one's gonna see it, then I'm not gonna do it.
Totally.
So for sure, that's kind of like the goal for me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just showing up to stuff and people showing up for me is a big deal. And I love that you said that. But a lot of times I'll go to people's show and I'll just give them like a little nug of weed, and I think that's why they're like, oh, I'm gonna go see her stuff.
Really
it's like hand out just little
joints,
like throw it up, little joints and stuff.
Wow, that's great to know. We're definitely gonna have you at other events.
For sure. For sure.
I wanted to ask you about, because I feel like when we were working together, you've been DJing for forever,
cool.
but like, I don't know, I feel like that's really exploded over the last few years. I feel like you're everywhere, and that's gonna be a certain sense of like it's a job, so like you gotta show up and do your thing. But like, I wanted to ask you about your relationship to like canceling plans when it comes to either the gig being like rescheduled, or like, have there been moments where you're like, fuck, I can't do this thing anymore? With comedy, it's like, fuck, that sucked. This person can't do this show, but like, we'll just pull in another, comedian to do this last minute. It's fine. With a DJ, that's like, that can fuck up an entire event.
Nights, yeah.
Yeah, and the entire thing could be ruined by my tire popping, for sure. Yeah, I've had a few where I couldn't get there, and then I've had a few where people couldn't get there as well. This is what happened to me recently. Someone like didn't show up for their thing, so when I walked in for mine, so like say the sets, the whole nights from 10 to 2.
Yeah.
I'm doing 11 to 12. The person that was from 10 to 11 didn't show up. I walk in at 11, and everyone's talking to me like I'm late.
Like you're the one that messed up.
Right. You know, people are drunk. People like
that would
everyone's
piss
like,
me
oh,
off.
about time, you know, or whatnot. It pissed me off for sure.
Yeah.
You know, so I started a song and then I could see how they were looking at me and I just was like, listen, just so you know, the DJ before me didn't make it. I'm here on time. I'm rarely on time, but I'm on time for my shit. And then the DJ before me canceled. So shut your ass up. And then I just like
That's
drop the
perfect.
beat.
I'll fight everyone here.
And then you drop the
better
beat.
dance now.
Literally dance right now for real. And I think they were like, oh shit, right, for sure. They were like, we don't know what's going on in her life. But I almost was gonna just be like, okay, you know, but I saw how people were like acting and was talking or whatever. Like I'm like, I see you. I see all of you. I can see
I'm above
everybody.
you watching.
Right. So that's happened to me where that was kind of weird. And then it's there's just some gigs where it's just not giving. And I can already tell by how I'm being treated. I can already tell that me asking for how to get paid and then them being like, oh, well, let's get back to you. And then it's the day before and they never did. And pay a lower rate. Or I have to like find someone to give me some water. A lot of times people are like, let me get you drink tickets. I'm like, honey, I need water right now. You know, I shouldn't find it. So I walked out on my first gig in June. Okay, the quickest way I could tell this, Charlie XCX is actually the first person to ever give me a gig. I was like 22 and I played her drummer in this song. It was like boom, clap,
Yes, that's her big hit. That was her first big hit.
I was like, play this drummer in it. And I had a big fro at the time.
Oh my
and
gosh.
Sweetest, coolest.
I'm feeling starstruck by you now.
It's the greatest thing ever. And I don't even know how to like tell people. People will like have on their phone. They'll
That's
just
a
be like,
massive
Brett.
deal. That's her first. That was like her first big commercial hit.
It was right after her Iggy Azalea
Yes.
so people didn't even know her as a thing. So it was like this big thing. Wonderful person. Like so fucking cool. Just like was just every like she did everything. Directed, she was the casting director, produced like everything behind the camera. Like she was super cool. So when people put like they'll put the little brat thing in my face to like play brat. And I am like, no. And then they think I'm this big. I'm like, trust me, like this woman changed my life. And remind me, I'll send you the video. It's like it's so cute, super little. Yeah. When they put that in my face, I'm so triggered in a way. I'm like, oh, you have no idea. You know what I mean? And so this gig, I was switching DJs, and so the iPod played. It was playing all like Brad, Chappell Roan, and all that stuff.
Sure.
Cool shit. But was nothing I had. That was not what I had prepared. When I put on Chappell Roan on the iPad, I thought she walked in the room. They lost their mind. They were losing. They were losing their mind. Ape shit, crazy. Yeah. Looking at me like, but I'm like trying to set up or whatever. They're like, thank you, but whatever I had prepared wasn't. It wasn't that. It wasn't giving that. The DJ set was already wonky. That's why we had to put the iPad on because it wasn't working. I couldn't find anyone to give me some water. It was a lot going on. So
was this a Pride gig?
It was a Pride gig. Yeah. It was so it just wasn't working. What I was about to play like all like little Kim nasty ass pussy shit.
Yeah.
Which could have played, but I was seeing these people. It wasn't giving. Yeah. So I made the executive decision. We put on the iPad and like I was still there for a little bit, and like the next 3 songs that played, they were still acting like they were just like going crazy. And I was like, I don't need you don't need me. I don't need to be here. You don't need me. And of course I didn't get paid and like all this stuff, and friends showed up and stuff, so that sucked. But it was a good time to cancel my plans because I wasn't the moment at the time. It was nice to see like
that feels professional to me. That feels like like, I wasn't being taken care of. This wasn't professional. They didn't have their equipment. Yeah. And to be honest, they didn't notice if I was there or not.
They were happy with the iPad.
Right.
They'll listen to Pink Pony Club 3 times and they don't fucking care. Whatever.
Oh my God. Yeah. It was like Lollapalooza, like literally screaming bloody murder. And I love it, but it was time to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm curious, Bri, do you, because you are a DJ, I find that DJs don't actually like to party too much. A lot of the DJs I know, like they're not down to get like wasted at club because they're working a lot at these clubs and it's no longer fun. It's work. And do you like to go out to clubs or bars and be in loud environments like that just for fun?
I like events and festivals.
Okay.
I like very specific events, I think.
Yeah.
And then if it's my friend or a DJ or someone to support, like if it's them, now I'm kind of in this bougie place where it's like, I have to know the person so I can cut the line and It's free. I'm not going to pay. And it's, if I do want to drink or my girlfriend wants to drink or something, like it's free. And I have to kind of be in either, I don't need VIP. VIP is very boring. But like a booth away from everybody would be nice. Sometimes it doesn't work like that. Sometimes it's just literally like, you got to come out and support your friend and that's fine.
Yeah.
But I'll do it if it's free and
and you'll enjoy it. You'll have fun drinking in a loud room with like dancing and
I will. And I'm a kind of a Shazam host. I'm Shazamming every of the songs because people will come up to me as I'm Shazamming. They're like, it's Destiny's Child. I'm like, bitch, I know. It's just I needed to know. And I need to remember in this moment, like what made me happy last night. I was like, when they played Destiny's Child, Lose My Breath, you just like, I'll go back and like, I'll just kind of like remember, I'm like, oh, this shit went crazy, So in a way, it's kind of me like studying and remembering like some songs that are still hot and whatnot. And then, supporting my friends or whatnot. But a lot of people like to say that there's like drink tickets involved in like payment and there's not, or it's just like a shitty drink or whatever. And it's also like you're sending this DJ home like super drunk and in compensation of like young DJ, like a young Bri would have like loved that. I'm like, hell yeah, give me all the drinks. But it's like I'd rather you just pay me, and also like the drinks are never that great to like so I still go out and I still enjoy it. I'm 6 feet tall, so like for me, I couldn't imagine being any shorter because I stand over everyone, and so I feel the breeze. I see everything. I can see some guy coming to me way before he knows it, and I'm like, I'm heading my head out.
Incredible.
I see it, so I wouldn't even know how to handle that on like a
My friend calls that
level.
Tall girl privilege, where she's like, sometimes I walk alone at night, and I know like I'm 6'1", I'm less likely to be attacked than you, 5'3".
Right.
Sorry. I was like, okay, great.
Yeah, it's a lot of legs to fit in a van for sure. The other night, we went to Beyonce's birthday party, which is like a just played her music all night, head to toe, every out from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Everything, Destiny's Child song she's featured in, everything, right? The biggest ever, all the fans, everyone was going crazy. When I walked in, this guy came up to me. And he was so nice and it was so great. And it sucked because when guys come up to you, all the other shitty guys that come before have the tone. I give that tone to him because I was like, oh, I just walked in. Like, what are you about to say? He was like, you just got here? And I was like, yeah. Like, you just seen me walk in. I was like, yes. He goes, oh, here you go. Gave me he's like, I want to give you this. Gave me a wristband. What? And it was just open bar, like free drinks. And then turned around and like made out with his girlfriend. Like didn't need to talk to me. Didn't want anything. And I was like, wait, so where are you from? He didn't want anything to do with me. He was like.
Was he like a club promoter or like someone that was like, oh, she looks fun, I'm going to get her?
I don't think so because his like shirt, he looked sweaty and shirt was off and he was making out with some girl. So I don't think he was working.
He was just a sweaty angel.
Just a sweaty angel, man. And I just, it's those ones that you're like, I want to know more about you that are like
running away.
Right. Yeah. So nice. It was so great. I don't know what I was giving to get that, but it's like I just walked in and then I was such a dick to him and he was not to me. And it was so great. And I was like, that should be how it always is.
Mm-hmm. You walk in, immediate open bar wristband.
Immediate.
How long do you stay at like the party for? Like in general? I can't
be seen when the lights come up.
You can't. Okay,
and my friends don't understand
that's a good policy.
That. They don't get that. They're like, we're gonna take pictures, like, and all these things, and we're gonna, or whatever. I'm like, I have to go. Like it's like a vamp. I'm gonna melt. Like I can't. I can't, as a DJ, as someone who works here and stuff, and I'm like, I don't want to see security to the staff or what I need to go. But and so sometimes I'll just ghost and get myself home because my friends will take forever.
So you Irish exit.
For sure.
Yeah.
Beyonce I didn't. I was there for Beyonce night. We was there for like, I think I got home at 3 when it like stopped at like
you got
1:50.
an open bar wristband.
Right.
You took advantage of the night.
Yeah, it's like
I was outside.
But don't you feel like those? I just went, like I said, I went to Vegas and I had a friend who coordinated a lot of like VIP situations for us, and we didn't have to pay a lot. And I first time I'd ever been to Vegas, and I remember thinking, oh, this is ruined for me now. Like,
Oh yeah.
I can never go without VIP, without discounted bottles, without like, this is what now my expectation. It's like riding first class.
But you're hot, and when you go back,
Thanks,
it will happen again. Just show up.
I just have to manifest that
Just
free
show up.
wristband as you walk in.
For sure. Because that's someone's job is to
Yeah.
get hot girls in the club for free.
Right,
And like go pay all
someone
their
coordinated
shit.
like a promoter, and we got all these girls in, and it was great.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, it ruined it for me.
For sure. For sure. Was it like a bride? Was it like someone's
it
getting
was a
married?
bachelorette.
And they love that too. But yeah, don't give your hopes up because it's like, yeah, sometimes you just gotta.
And it was a
Show
female
up.
promoter. We were
Oh,
like,
that's what's
probably
up.
one of like only maybe 2 or 3 in Vegas.
Oh my God, was
but
she cool?
She was great.
Oh, that's so
Shout
good.
out to Coco.
Coco.
She really helped us out a lot. She was awesome. So yeah, if you ever want a female promoter in Vegas.
That's what's up.
Yeah. Being from New York, are you from the city or from upstate?
City.
How do you feel about people in LA canceling because of rain? Like canceling because of rain. That was something I had to really, my first year here, I remember like sometimes work, like my boss would be like, hey, don't bother coming in, it's raining.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell? And kids would get like school off
School
when
off.
it's the
Yeah.
rain.
Yeah, it's wild. Yeah, I don't think LA is equipped for it.
Yeah, fair play. It isn't. The roads aren't.
But I think it's like the roads and the people, they just don't know how to handle it. But it is kind of wild because, like, we just would walk around.
You walk in blizzards in New York.
You just get there from, you get there.
I
And
like it. I kind of like anytime someone's presenting me with a new, like if someone's like, oh, I can't make it like this innocuous thing is happening and that's worth canceling over. I'm like, oh, we're doing that? Great.
Yeah.
And I'll take it.
So you welcome it.
Yeah, I lived in Arizona too, so
Okay.
there's a whole month where it rains at a certain time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
beautiful though.
It's really pretty, but really humid and hot. A lot of grasshoppers, but it's like from I think 5 p.m. to like a certain time every day for
Wow.
like a few weeks or something. But then it's like lightning, so it's not like the fun rain, like to go out. It's like lightning and like stormy and like kind of dangerous or whatever.
But that won't keep you from getting to where you need to go for the most part.
That
Unless
will.
it's dangerous.
If there's
Lightning.
noises and thunders and stuff, I'm not gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm like actually super uncomfortable, kind of scared.
Yeah.
If there's a inclement weather and you're like, I'm clear my schedule, I'm in for the day, what are you
Right.
doing in your home? Like what's your
Yeah.
like how are you like I'm
rainy
hunkering
day,
down?
day.
Okay. Sometimes I put on little musicals for my dog. I make when I am
Solange, right? Her name's Solange.
Solange, yeah. This is
Incredible.
Solange.
We
God
must
bless, we
hear.
love
Oh my
Solange.
gosh.
Yeah, this is Solange.
We must hear give us a musical that you've done.
Yeah, like what is she into? Does she like high
She's-
drama? Does she like something kind of light?
She dead ass hates it all, and I know it so much. But she's just like, and she does this thing where her ears will like kind of like, oh God, just super. We've been friends for 8 years now, so she's just like, oh my God. Especially in the quarantine, I was like musical number 3, and she's like, Jesus Christ. But what I take as a compliment is when she's falling asleep, middle, like third act, she's falling asleep.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, she's at like she really
She's
likes
at
this.
peace.
This is like this is her moment or whatnot. But I put on a lot of musicals. I put on like a lot of like little things, little like even like my musical comedy stuff. I'll do like in front of her and just kind of set her up.
Is she not your muse, but is she someone that you show your ideas to first, possibly, and then you take it out to the world?
Yeah.
Sounds
she's,
like maybe she is.
Yeah,
Your
yeah,
sounding board.
for sure. She's kind of the sole producer of everything. I'm like, is this good? And she's like, bitch, please. Just let me sleep, And she's a
Also-
chihuahua, so she's just shaking,
Yeah, it's like her ears like
Yeah, just fucking.
I've never heard talk about describe their relationship with their dog is like, we've been friends for 8 years. It's really,
We've been friends.
So
Friends
funny.
for 8 years now. Yeah, one time I like on her birthday I made a post. My mom hated it because I was like, "You're my friend, my sister, my brother, my mother," and my mom was like, "Please take this down." She was like, "So fucking call your Chihuahua your mom." Me coming out to my mom that I had a dog was like worse than me coming out. She
Not a
was
dog person.
no, it was like the worst thing. She's like, we didn't like. She's not.
We
an
didn't
animal.
raise you like this.
No, she doesn't like worms.
just a
She's
phase.
like, she says all the time, like, I don't like worms. I don't like. She doesn't like any of the, you know what I mean. So when I had
Insects
this,
to animals.
Wow.
no, I caught her a few times. Like, she'll do a little pet with Solange or whatever. And she asked about her, and she likes Solange, but yeah, no, Solange is like the sole creator of everything. Maybe that's why my mom's a little jealous of her too, because I'm like, no, she knows everything. Yeah.
She knows all the secrets.
Oh my God, too much.
Yeah.
Too
Solange
much.
knows where the bodies are buried.
Right.
Yeah.
Does your girlfriend like Solange?
Oh yeah, they're best friends.
Okay, good.
For sure.
They've been best
Thank
friends
God.
for years.
For years. Yeah.
I wish I had that relationship with my pet. I think my cat, his name is Chicken, and he's like, I would describe him as haunted. Like he's just
Very
sort of
haunted.
like wandering. He like roams the house, kind of like a Victorian ghost, and it's just sort of like doesn't know where he is most of the time.
Yeah.
And I wish that I see people they're like, I have this deep connection with my animal,
Yeah.
and I can tell them anything.
Yeah.
And I just know that he's not listening to a single thing I say. He loves being near me. Like he's upset. Like he drools and stuff, and his tail like vibrates. I know it sounds horny. That's fun. I'm like, oh, he's excited that I'm around. But there's just nothing. I'm not telling him shit. He doesn't know anything about me.
No.
And I don't feel seen by him. But some people they look at their animal, and their animal is like rolling their eyes at them, like
Right.
they know them.
Yeah.
My
People.
Chicken's just not there.
Yeah.
He's just not there.
Yeah. They're like, Chicken's watching out for you in a way that you'll never see.
Honestly,
Totally.
maybe it's
You
a good
know?
exercise. Is that
spirit.
Chicken's just kind of humbling me and making me be like, sometimes people aren't going to care about what you have to
For
say.
sure.
You sit around all day talking to a microphone
Yeah.
on your little podcast,
Yeah.
just shouting your ideas into
On
the
your
void like it
little
matters.
podcast.
Not
Right.
here, not on my couch.
Nah.
Okay, so Bri, we have a little section where we get some listener mail,
Okay.
and it's people send in stories about like either being canceled on or the time they canceled on somebody, and we just sort of weigh in on it.
Like plans or like cancel culture?
Like plans.
Got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. Not cancel
like, oh,
culture.
Not cancel culture.
Okay.
Yeah. We're gonna really dissect what it means to be canceled.
For sure.
I'm so tired.
Yeah.
I don't never want to hear the word canceled.
Cancel culture.
Someone's canceled again.
Right.
I have this tendency to say yes to plans, even if they don't sound good, or to the people involved aren't really my favorite people. So I'm wondering if maybe I should just stop saying yes to plans when I know I'm not going to have a good time. Has anyone else experienced this before? It's not that I'm antisocial or anything. I'm very social. I just don't really like most people. My circle is very small, and whenever the plans are with my circle, it could be something as simple as eating cheese together on the metro floor. I'd be down to go. But for example, some classmates wanted to have a little hangout before the semester started, and the day of, I just was like, ugh, I really don't want to go and waste my Friday night with these people. It's not like I hate them or anything. They're just not the type of people I enjoy spending time with, and I'm wondering if it's wrong for me to feel that way. I really enjoy spending time alone, as well as with the people I love and cherish, and I'm not very good at going out. I'm very chill, and if I'm going to go out, it has to be with people I know I'm going to enjoy my time with. So I'm not sure if maybe that's why I end up canceling plans, ?
First of all, metro floor?
Eating cheese on the
metro
floor of the metro.
It's giving French or something.
French.
Who calls
Metro?
Canadian?
Who calls metro?
Like the subway?
Yeah, it's like the
yeah,
subway.
it would be like the
Because ours
subway.
is called metro, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
But
like
do you think
maybe
they meant the
Paris.
floor? Oh, they could be all around the world.
Yeah, yeah. These are like from all
Oh.
over. I think maybe this person's from. I don't know where they call.
There's
it
some
metro.
places where public transportation is very clean, but even then,
That's
eating cheese
gross.
on the
Just go
floor,
on just on the seat. Or
I don't know
on
what that
the-
means.
I'm gonna table that later.
Sure,
Because I can't get
we don't
like,
need to dissect
Eating
it.
cheese together on the metro floor.
It just seems like I'm also seeing them really happy doing this. So I'm like, oh, that's their thing. I'm assuming there's plates, but I just see them on the metro floor kind of having a good time and just going from stop to stop and enjoying themselves.
I guess it sounds like
I'm
something that
pissed.
one
Same, if I
time.
walked into a Subway and I saw people sitting on the floor eating cheese, I'd be like, get out of here.
So I love it's also something as simple as eating cheese on the that's not a simple thing. There's a lot of factors that need to come into play. But in general, this sounds like someone who, whenever I hear the question of like, is it okay if I feel guilt? It's like,
I was just gonna say,
babe, relax.
Yeah.
Everything's okay. What do you mean?
yeah.
You know?
I think a part of me loves this person. First of all, you know yourself very well to know, like, I don't like this and this and this and this. Respect. I also think you're overthinking a lot because you're overthinking like these situations like, oh, I'm not going to like this person or this or whatever, which is very fair. We all have all these things where it's like, oh, that person's going to be there.
Yeah.
My friend's boyfriend fucking sucks. And like, it just takes you, I just don't want to go. But I think that this person is overthinking the fact that it makes them seem like a bad person for just having a feeling of not wanting to do something.
Totally.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, I didn't like how they did that joke. Does that make me a bad person or whatever? I'm like, no, you didn't. You didn't like, I mean, it depends if you're being an asshole about it, but like, it depends, you know, you're allowed to not like something. You're allowed to not like want to be around a person. You're allowed to like not want to see someone you love so much and you don't want to see them at all. Like, that's okay. That doesn't take away from you. I think it makes you like love them even more because you're just like, I've had enough. I'm good. And I'm going to love you enough to miss you from afar and I'll see you again. You know, I think it's like we give ourselves a lot where we're like, yeah, I'll say yes and I'll be around this person knowing I'm not going to like it. And then you meet up, there's this like intense like energy and it's because you didn't want to be there in the first place. So anyways, I want people to just like cherish the fact that it's okay to not like someone or be around someone or want to go to something or want to do something or whatnot.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a lot more going on other than like, you know, whenever someone says something like that, like something simple like I don't want to go to that, am I a bad person? It sounds like the event or the thing that they don't want to go to disappears from my mind completely and I'm like, you just sound like you want someone to tell you that you're a good person, which I can do.
For sure.
What are we even talking about here?
For sure.
Or like what you said, I remember a therapist one time said this to me, like, you're judging your feelings. Like, you're judging your opinions and your feelings. It's like, you can't do that.
For sure.
It's so wishy-washy. You gotta like be like, hey, I'm not coming and I feel good about that. Or like, hey, I'm doing this. Like, you have to have a backbone with that because it just comes off pretty... and it's just frustrating too.
It's very frustrating.
Wishy-washy.
There are also moments where I feel like if it's really plaguing you, like enough times that you're like, should I have done this? Should I have canceled on that? You probably shouldn't have canceled on it.
Yeah.
Right,
if you
right.
feel that guilty about it,
and
like there's other things that play, and like whether it be someone, not just through someone's reaction, but like other people around there are like, oh, you're really not going to this? Okay. And then like you feel bad afterwards, then maybe you made a mistake. There are ways to fix it. There are ways to like, if not, you can never like go back. You can't turn back the clock and go to the thing that you said you were going to go to that was like important, but you can like try to make up for it and communicate that you feel bad.
So when you cancel plans, I know it depends on the context, but do you genuinely feel like, yeah, you know, I'm good. I don't need to justify why I'm canceling?
I'd definitely be on their story like, are they having fun without
Oh,
me?
so you have a little FOMO? You have a little FOMO there.
I have a lot of, I don't want them
FOMO.
to have too much. I want my presence to be known that I'm not there and it sucks without me. And that's just on being Aries, I think. I think that's like,
yes,
that's Aries
Aries
trait. It's not
are very like that, yeah.
That's my toxic, like, you know,
When did that start for you? Is that, have you always been like that?
I wonder, I'm trying to think. Well, I guess with the idea of having social media to check on it, maybe as a kid, maybe after I was like, so how was it, you know? Or if I was sick and I couldn't go or whatnot. I think that's more me if I can't go than I chose not to go.
Totally. Like,
I'm like,
something prevented you from going.
For
and
sure.
You're feeling so sad and, yeah.
Exactly. Like you said, the FOMO of it. That's me being like, you know, see, if you changed the date and I could have gone, we would have had more of one time. Yeah, I have FOMO. I want to go to, I want to do everything and go to everything and try everything really, but it just doesn't work like that, especially out here. So
yeah, there's too much to do. If we all said yes to everything, we'd be completely like run down.
Absolutely.
There's an event every night in this city.
Right. And it'd be
Which is
too packed
cool.
if we
Yeah.
all said yes. I love that. That's the moral of your podcast.
Exactly. This city, like my sister comes to visit from like rural Baltimore, and she's always like, there's always something for you to do.
Yeah.
She's like, you're saying no to plans every night. Like if some friend has an improv show, some friend is DJing, another friend is hosting a dinner party. It's like, we live in a very active city. If we
Yeah.
all said yes, we'd be like committed.
We're blessed to have these things. I
Yes.
think that makes it like easier for us to cancel because there's going to be another one next month.
Always.
It's a lot of monthly shit. It's a lot of shows, a lot of, sketch nights and stuff to go, but it also makes it harder to get people to go because they're like, I'll get the next one. You got plenty of shows. I'll get the
I
next
know.
one.
If you have a monthly
You know what I'm
show,
I
Yeah.
know. I'm so guilty of that where I'm like, what are they going to do? Not have another show?
I know.
Oh, no.
Is this one night only? Going to be only one night?
Are they giving up acting and DJing
Right.
for life?
Right.
And if so, due to me not showing up,
Right.
maybe it wasn't for them.
Exactly.
They didn't have the tough skin and
Exactly.
really.
Meanwhile, everyone better appear to my things or else I'm like, well, it's over.
Right.
Well, it sounds like you show up for people and then they show up for you.
Yeah.
Or you just say,
Most likely.
you better come.
You better come
else.
or I'll beat your ass.
Yeah.
Right.
Bri, this flew by.
I know.
with
There's
the-
so much we can talk about.
Time of my life.
It was it's such a treat and a delight and always a pleasure to be in your presence. Do you have anything that you want to plug? Do you have anything coming up? Your social media accounts, whatever?
All of my things is my name. So my Instagram, my website, everything is Bri Giger.
Bri Giger, Giger.
Perfect.
Nice.
Nice.
Gosh.
Last night I was on a flyer and at Laugh Factory. It was my first time at Laugh Factory
God,
in San
congrats.
Diego. It was great. And they had me on the marquee and it said Bri Ginger. And I was like, right when I was like,
Bri Ginger.
I'll take it,
Do you have like a monthly DJ spot that we can see you at?
So I have a bunch of monthly stuff, but I'm going to New York for a little bit to do for like 2 months to do a bunch of shows and stuff out there.
Okay.
So I have a one woman show that I'm doing in New York, and then I have a bunch of shows, some stage shows that I'm doing out there too. That's going to be great and stand up
Great.
out there. So you can follow that on the Instagram, and then something that's happening on Saturday I'm really excited about is I'm going to I guess open/host for Bob the Drag Queen. I just found this out, and I'm so excited. It's on Saturday
Where at?
at Elysian.
I've seen Bob perform lots. Such
Oh,
a
you
good
have?
time. Yeah.
I've only seen it on shows and stuff. I've never seen them
pop,
live.
Yeah, like pop in and do like emceeing or just like a set or something. So fun.
Yeah.
Such a good energy. Like I feel like a very like classic indie comedy, but with like the more like I don't know, like star quality of
They're
it.
great.
Right.
That's so fun.
That's so good. I'm really excited.
and
I
the
don't
Elysian,
even
I
know.
love the Elysian.
I love the Elysian. That's where I do my one woman show and stuff too. So I'm like,
Cool.
I'm a big fan of Elysian. So I'm just trying to figure out do I pop out at the stair? Where do I how do I even, So that'll be exciting.
What are you going to wear?
Fuck.
Yeah.
Damn it, Kyle. Probably nothing. I think that if there was any show to be naked for, it would be for Bob. So
Yeah.
I'll go naked.